music. Let me go ahead and stop that music. JB, before I get to you, let me do this the right motherfucking way.
Please.
Get
Yeah.
back,
Yeah.
guys! What's the name of the podcast, JB?
Nigga. It's a pod named Kickback. A pod named Kickback. It's like a Tribe Called Quest.
You say the whole thing. Welcome to a pod named Kickback, also known as the Black CNN. And the revolution will be televised. I'm No Breaks New, the righteous ratchet. If you throw it, I catch it. If you got it, I match it. Each and every Monday. We right back at it. I am the Black Savage.
What up, y'all? It's JB Frank. I'm that gangsta geek coming at you every week, every goddamn
Monday.
Mm-hmm. Always representing NWA, Nerds with Attitude. Happy Shmonday, everybody. Welcome back to a pod named Kickback.
Yeah, we was going to go live tonight and give y'all some live content, but then we was like, no.
Nah.
And that was it. No. The answer is no.
Best way to explain it.
When you actually go, hey, baby, you want to do something tonight? No. No, nigga. Our kickback fact of the week. Well, first, I can shout out to everybody on Facebook that does still watch on YouTube. If you're on YouTube and you see this video, like, what is this shit? Hit subscribe. We're going to have some good shit for you every motherfucking week. So go ahead and hit subscribe. If you're on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, iHeart, Pandora, Castbox, all them goddamn, we on everything but SoundCloud. So subscribe. Hit the subscribe button so you know when the new episodes drop on Monday and shit.
No doubt. And you Apple subscribers, make sure to rate us 5 stars. Very, very important. Yeah, rate us 5 stars because that is how Apple evaluates your relative ranking in all of those podcast statistics. And our goal is to monetize as much as possible. We would love to do this for a living. I'm just going to keep it a buck with y'all. But y'all help us make that happen. Thank you already, but please rate us 5.
And every woman that rates us 5 stars, JB's personally going to teach you how to squirt. So having said that, let's see.
We going to get into that topic already? Because no, I'm not. But the reason why is we'll get into that later.
We'll get into that.
I'm like just kicking it off now.
We'll wait. Yeah. The kickback fact of the week. Kids, and Jay, I thought this was a good one for you because you had the kids this week. We had the kids this week. Kids ask on average 300 questions per day. A 2013 UK study from online retailer littlewoods.com. Wow, Little Woods. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Yeah, I saw that too. I was like, I'm not clicking on that shit. I don't know what that is.
They observed young children and recorded the questions they asked the adults around them. The children tended to turn to their mothers for answers, and these moms can end up answering on average of nearly 300 questions per day. On one question every 2.5 minutes, if that makes more sense. The study found the moms reported that the hardest questions they were asked included, why is water wet? And what are shadows made of? Both of those questions, I want them to answer too. I'm going to call on Joyce. I need answers. Why is water wet? Why is the sky blue? Why is water wet? And why am I in love with Ashanti? I need answers. And what is a shadow made of? I don't know how to answer that. What would you say? What is a shadow made of? Harvard University? Talk to us.
I mean, a shadow, the same way all light is made of light particles, photons, basically. It is, when you place an object in front of a ray of light, basically you are blocking some of those photon particles. However, you are not blocking all of them. because the utter absence of any photon particles at all, any light at all, would make whatever is behind the object completely disappear. Because without light, we can't see. We cannot see in total darkness. So
That's true.
so whatever so a shadow is basically light. It's a dimmer form of light.
Mm. See, JB actually had the answer. You should ask your dad's kids and stop running to your mom.
I did. I actually, the fact is the fact, and I believe it now. But frankly, that is not how I grew up. And I wish my dad was here to attest to this. He used to there were times where he wanted to murder me because all I did was ask him questions. I didn't really ask my mother questions like that. I talked to my mother about what was going on with me and how I felt. And, I more opened up to my mother, in terms of my feelings, especially at a young age than I did my dad.
Okay.
I got answers from my dad. My kids they still ask me a shitload of questions though. So it's interesting.
Yeah, because Kill had questions during the fight. What was it? What up? I'm like, yeah. Now, a woman, my left stroke just went viral.
Oh, man.
Our viral story of the week was the talk show host here in Atlanta that told the young lady, since she admitted she was, I'll let you guys hear it and you guys let us know what you think. Let's see if this technology works. Let me see. Hey, technical difficulties. You know how we do. I was plugged into the wrong thing. That's crazy. But let's see if we can get this going.
And ma'am, and that's my point. You ladies all feel like, listen, you ladies all feel like you're the exception to the rule. And then when someone like myself comes along and gives you a dose of reality, instead of just accepting it, it's like, yeah, but I'm special. You don't know any men on this level that are not your father, that aren't related to you. That means you don't know these men. You don't know where to go get them. You don't know what they want. But you're still saying, pick me. They don't want mid-30-year-old baby mamas. I'm trying to be polite, man, but they don't want those.
Can I ask you a question?
Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
Why is that so? Okay, go ahead.
Why is it so?
Go ahead.
From my point of view, I feel like I get what you're saying. They do have better options, but also those better options are younger girls. Those younger girls don't necessarily 20-year-olds are not necessarily attracted to 45-year-olds.
Bullshit. I'm 51 and I can't beat them off with a stick.
Yeah, I'm gonna pause it right there real quick, JB, because I think a couple things happened in that first that first little segment. He was saying that she goes on to say that she's a 5 in looks. He asked her to rate herself, says, "Don't use 7, give me a real number," and she said a 5, but a 6 if she's done up. And he went on to say, I guess we're not on to say to begin it that men don't want 30-something-year-old baby mamas if they're 6 figures, and 6 figures ain't rich.
No.
It's not millionaire status. But if you're broke niggas don't really want that. We're looking for attractive women that we can have a connection with. And I think that is pretty much what I would say the majority of men are looking for. Not all, it's never all. So I'm not speaking for all men.
Yeah.
But I've never heard a man say, I want an average-looking woman. That'll work for me. No, well, actually, that's a lie. I did hear niggas say that before. And it was such a aberration. I was like, what?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, well, if you ain't bringing shit to the table, you may want that. But if you're bringing something to the table, you're going to want a woman you're attracted to. And I don't think most people are attracted to fives. And the young lady in the video, I'm not poo-pooing her. She should go after whatever man she wants.
Absolutely.
I go after not every woman I want. Hold up. I go after whatever woman I want. And I don't really see like, oh, well, I can't go with her because of this. Well, I can't go with her because of that. I go with who I'm interested in because who I'm interested in is who I'm interested in.
Period.
So I think that she should be able to go after whoever she wants. But her issue is she can't get them. Now, if I'm going after celebrity women all day, every day, and I'm not getting any of them, at some point I need to take it down a notch.
Yeah.
If I'm going after women that make $100,000 a year and I can't get any of them, at some point I need to know take it down a notch. And I've been humbled where I had to take it down a notch, and I've been where I am now, where I just go after what I want because I know I can get it. But if I struggle with it, it would change the demographic of where I was looking if I struggled to get them. It just makes sense. It doesn't mean she's ugly or I'm ugly or we're bad people. It's just that if you can't get what you're looking for, then maybe you should look for something more or different.
Yeah, I think that a lot of times what happens is people decide that they can't get what they are looking for, and really what they are looking for turns out in a lot of cases not to be what they should be looking for, because a lot of times what is considered a gold standard or a higher standard may not necessarily be the best and most compatible fit for you specifically. So it's not so, I mean, and this kind of feeds into, I mean, there's definitely a lot of sincere honesty in what he's saying. Personally, from my perspective, like, if you are in a certain, sort of social realm, seeking out people outside of that realm just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. And I'll tell you specifically why. And I hate to be this blunt, but if I'm making 200 grand a year, like, what am I really gonna have? Like, I'm really not gonna have a whole lot to talk about in terms of my own intimate personal life with somebody who makes like 30 or 40 grand a year.
Hold on. Her defense, she makes 100 grand a year.
Okay.
So she wants a man that makes 100 grand a year. But the issue is she's not very attractive.
Well, that's okay. That's fine. I mean, as a guy who was making 200 grand a year, I'm also gonna be looking. I mean, and it's not just a matter of me being someone who makes 200 grand a year, but this is just like when you're there, there's just a certain level of options that are open for you. And real talk, like, if you're making 200 grand a year, you don't need to talk to a five to be talking to a woman who makes 100 grand a year. And so someone you can have intimate, real meaningful conversations with.
Okay.
Nor do you need to be dealing with somebody who makes 30 or whatever a year. Like, when you're in that social field, there are bad women in that field for you to choose from. Why would you ever choose a five? The same way a broke nigga would never choose a five. Only a five would choose a five, in my opinion.
Somebody who thinks they're a five but doesn't know their true worth. And I don't want this to be totally shallow, because I do understand that you can meet a woman who is just spectacular. I mean, just the conversation is there, her drive and ambition is there, her level of care and sensitivity and who she is as a person is there, and that can supersede looks. I know I've been accused of being shallow, and I'm not gonna act now like I'm not. I am. But I've said before that, speaking of a particular woman, she could be the greatest human to ever live. I will never know because of how she looks. And I know that's fucked up. And kill me in the comments for it. That's just how I feel. I like a pretty face. I do. Like, I do. And I don't apologize for it. I want to see my woman and want to rip her clothes off every time I see her. And if I don't feel that way, it's going to be weird. It's going to be a weird dynamic in my relationship. I've tried to date women I wasn't attracted to, and it didn't work. Now, I also want to add that because you're a 5 doesn't mean you're not attractive. But if you're a 5 and you can't get what you're looking for, I just think you need to change what you're looking for. Because y'all might look at me and say, I'm a 5. I'm going at the dimes that I want. It don't matter what you think, what a talk show host think. I'm going to be over what reality says. When reality says I can actually get her. So I do have that nugget in my pocket that I can actually get them. But I don't feel like I shouldn't try. And I don't think that she shouldn't try. I think she should. But I think that if it's not working over a period of time, then you need to chill out and look and change your criteria. Maybe 95,000 is good enough. And that's another thing. When you make it, he has to make 6 figures. What if he makes 99,000? You got a hard line. What if he makes 80,000? I think that's just such a superficial thing to say. You have to make 6 figures. What if he makes $80,000 as a business owner, but the other guy makes $100,000 as an employee? Which one do you value? And I think that that's where she really is lost it, because if you're coming with a superficial want, then it's like, okay, well, let's look at you. What do you offer superficially? You want some superficial shit, a certain amount of money. You ain't even a bad bitch. So when you bring superficiality into the equation, you can be judged on your superficiality or your ranking in that category. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, I see exactly what you're saying, and really, for me, it just kind of boils down to, a simple point. You know, people tend to equate, money with attractiveness when it comes to men. That's typically how it is always done. But again, I can assure you that most successful entrepreneurial women that I know are not primarily choosing the men in their lives because those men are earning so much more money than they are. Because in a lot of those cases, both of their careers have progressed to a point where, one can supersede the other. You look at like Jay-Z and Beyonce, like they go back and forth in terms of who the top earner is. Like in a stable relationship, whether that's at the $30,000 level or the $100,000 level or the multi-million-dollar level, like I think that's what most people are looking for in their relationship. So it's not a bad thing to say that, but what is a bad thing is when you equate that to physical attractiveness, because anybody who is making $100,000 a year can step into a situation where people are making $30,000 a year and make noise because they're just spending more money than everybody else. And yes, some fucked up people will perceive that as attraction. But if he's got his head screwed on straight, he's not interested in them. If he's got his head screwed on, if he's a real dude. And I would say that about a real female too. So don't equate the two together. You're not getting people who make $100,000 a year because you're probably going after really, really attractive people who make $100,000 a year. Like
that might be that's probably a good point, because I didn't see where they got into, how she's being turned down or why she can't get them. I just know she's not able to get them, and that was a problem for her. It could just be her social circle. She's just only going to, XYZ club looking for him. I don't know. But I saw the reactions from women, and they were upset. Oh my God. So if you're a 5 and you're not a beauty woman, you can only get men in a homeless shelter. And I'm like, ladies, shut the fuck up. No, cut that dumb shit out. I see women saying, if you agree with anything he said, you're a piece of shit and you hate women. I'm like, no, bitch. I just don't like unattractive women. I like pretty bitches. It don't mean I hate all women. It don't mean I, shut the fuck up. I get so tired of women with this whole soapbox they get on. Now, they're saying like, well, he talked badly to a black woman. It's protect black women. I'm like, she called this show. So she obviously seen it before. She knows it's a satire show. She knows he's gonna be rude. He told her doing the show, like, oh, wait a minute. So you're 23, you make $1,000 a month. Do you at least have a big dick? And dude was like, whoa, pause, nigga. And he was like, nah, nigga, do you have a big dick? And he's like, I have, it's above average. He's like, no, do you have a big dick? And he was like, he's like, I know I got one. If you don't know, then you don't have one. So you don't have no money, you ain't got a big wallet or a big dick, you done. So he's not just like abusing black women. That's that bullshit narrative. Get that the fuck out of the way. He was going in on niggas. I was like, oh shit, dude ain't playing. But if you call this show, you know what it is.
Right.
He gonna go.
Right.
And she called this show. I think really where I shake out at is this. You have to be realistic. Well, actually, no. Being realistic is the most common travel road to mediocrity. I am never realistic. I am always optimistic. I am always shooting for higher. I'm always, we're going to be the top 13 podcasts in the country. We actually hit that number. I'm going to be the biggest rapper that ever lived, and I'm going to do this. Didn't quite do that, but I sold more CDs in D.C. than anybody fucking else. And so I am not realistic. And I go at women who you could think are in my field or in my level or out of my range or whatever you think, but I go at what I like. And I don't give a fuck what nobody say. But if I'm not getting any traction, then I'm going to reassess. And I think that's my only issue with her. If you can't get none of these men, then you need to reassess. But I would never tell somebody not to go. So nigga, I have DM'd Ashanti in real life. No joking. We all know that she wished me happy birthday, and we know that she shouted me out on a video. That's cute and that's cool. I literally went in the inbox like, what's really good though?
Yeah, I mean, why the fuck not?
Like what I always said this. As long as Oprah a billionaire, I want to be a billionaire. As long as Jay-Z got Beyonce, I'm gonna want Ashanti. Like who are they that I can't get what I want? Now, I'm realistic in the fact that I know that the odds are stacked against me, but I'm still gonna go for it. Like, and I think everybody should. But I also think that when you're to the point where you're hurt and you're complaining and you're on a talk show, like, oh my God, I can't do it. Well, then, maybe you should readjust your strategy or become better. Like we know, I'm not even gonna do that. There are men that can't get the women that they want. And I have told them, well, maybe you should, work on your dress, work on your physical appearance. Be the kind of nigga that bad bitches want to be around. I am not a fine nigga. Mm-hmm. I am not the sexiest nigga that walked the earth. I don't have enough money to be the flyest nigga that I want to be. I could be the flyest nigga on earth if I had the money to do it. My fashion sense, I could be that. I don't have the money to do it. But if I'm interested, I usually get the woman I'm interested in. And it's because I have become the kind of man that women like to be around. And that was step one. So, you know what? I'm going to give the girl advice. Like she was calling us. Be the kind of woman that men want to be around.
Yeah.
Be the kind of woman that men value. If you can't do it with your face, do it in other areas, but be the kind of woman that they can immediately recognize, I want to be around her. I want to be around this bitch. I want to get to know her. I want to know what's going on with her. Be that. She wasn't dynamic in the video, and I don't want to distance her, like go hard on her, but like I know women who are very average, basic looking, maybe below average, but they just got this thing.
Yeah.
And you be like, yo, I don't know why I'm up for this ugly bitch.
Yeah, this personality, this je ne sais quoi. I mean,
there you go with this French and shit. Speaking French.
Yeah, it means I don't know what. And that feeds into the whole concept of attraction. I mean, the only thing I really have to say about this whole point is I'd really like for us to get past the point where a man's attractiveness is somehow evaluated in direct relationship to his financial prospects. Because I'm going to be perfectly honest with you ladies, I am not interested in dating anybody who makes less money than I am. I have honestly rarely done it, and there have been
That
times
was
when
a
I've
thing.
done well.
That was a thing that people were talking about, and they were saying that men don't look at it that way. They were saying that men don't care what women make, and you're saying you actually do care what a woman makes.
Absolutely. If we're gonna build a fucking life together, I know how I'm gonna move if I'm the only one contributing financially, and nobody's gonna like
Well,
that.
that's different.
I'm
No,
talking
no, no,
about
no,
me
no.
though.
I'm saying two different things. You being the only one contributing, she can make more than you, and you're the only one contributing. That's not the same thing as her making less than you. Because let's do the 100,000 thing. You make 100,000, she makes 80,000. So you're like the girl. You're not going to date her because she makes 80.
That's not what
No,
I'm saying
that's what
at
you
all.
said.
Well, and
So
so
clear it
hang
up, clear
on.
it up.
So again, maybe the absolutes I spoke of in terms of as much as I do are overstated because there's not a direct line of equivalency there. If I'm making 104,000 a year, then I'm not expecting the woman in my life to make exactly 104,000 or better. There's, we're in different industries, different careers, different things, right? I basically I want the woman in my life to be on the same level
I
that
think what you
I
want
am.
is a contribution.
I want to.
Because I
a
think that if
significant
she
contribution.
made, you make 104,000 and she makes 50,000, but when it comes to vacation, she goes half. I think you appreciate that more than a woman. You make 104,000, she make 100,000, but she expects you to pay for everything.
You're 100% correct,
Yeah,
and you're
that's why I'm clearing that up.
okay. Yeah, and thank you for making that distinction because that is precisely. I mean, I guess the word contributor is like the perfect way
Yeah.
of describing that. I expect a woman in my life to be an equivalent contributor to what is going on in our lives financially,
Yeah.
specifically financially. And I'm going to be very, very clear because we're not going to offset that with child rearing or none of that shit because guess what? I'm going to do all of that too. You are not going to do that alone. You are not going to bear that responsibility by yourself ever. Right? So we can't talk about, that can't be an offset for the financial contributions.
Maybe you should holler at the chick that want the man to make 6 figures. Because she but
Yeah.
but you want like 5s. So you can't holler at her.
Yeah.
I tried, sis.
Yeah,
I tried to
yeah,
hook you up with JB. He ain't going for it.
Nah, I'm not. Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm
You
good
know.
too, because I'm more worried about, Ashanti and getting that relationship on track. I jumped back in her DM this weekend. I made a post saying, fuck that shit. Go after what you want. I don't care what that dude said, ladies or fellas. Just do what you do.
Yeah.
And then I went in Ashanti. I'm gonna read y'all what I wrote to Ashanti.
Oh Lord.
Because I went
This
in.
guy.
Like, and this is
This
real
guy.
life. Like, I don't know if she ever gonna see it or not, but trust and believe, I shot my shot. And this is what I said, and y'all can tell me what y'all think. I said, good morning, because it was morning time, y'all. I said, my name is Now, and I have had the biggest crush on you for years. It's actually become a stick on my podcast. The live video you did where you called me out for wanting a personal shout out and the happy B-Day treat you sent me, sent my podcast listeners into a frenzy. So in the spirit of people going after what they want with no fear, I'd like to invite you on a virtual date. If you say yes, I'll give you the 3 options to choose from. I'm 44, 5'10", 200 pounds, in Aries and no kids. Have a great weekend. Shoot your shot all 2020. I literally sent that to her, and she literally didn't respond.
Hey man, it is what it is.
But I shot my shot. Like, fuck it.
Yeah, you can never regret not getting what you want if you don't ask for it or try and get it yourself.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah, always,
Yeah,
always.
I've always shot my shot, and even I've what you call it when you shoot what's perceived to be above your grade? What's that? verbiage.
Well, I mean, most people say they have batted above average.
Yeah, okay, well, yeah, we'll go with that one. I've batted above average because I like the baddest of the baddest, and not just looks, but looks, esteem, accomplishments, and some of them have done more than me, and it's okay for them to not want me, and that's what I want you ladies to get. It's okay if a six-figure nigga don't want that girl. You can't make us want her. It's okay.
Yeah,
It's okay.
Yeah, the greatest hitters in baseball history. Most of them also hold records for strikeouts. Because I mean they're just swinging. They're always swinging for the fences. So you
That's
can't
right,
really
ladies be swinging.
Well, but what that specifically means
Pause
is,
and press play, whatever the fuck.
and I'm like, okay, this guy. What that specifically means in this case, though, is if you are complaining about a lack of success, maybe you are only swinging at the absolutely perfect pitches. The ones that are kind of designed to strike you out. Like if those are the only ones you swinging at, then you can't really complain about getting any hits. It's really just that simple. And so that's the way it is, and especially for somebody like her, who is actually complaining about a lack of success.
Yeah, I heard a woman say, shout out to Holly Hood. Excuse me. She said, actually, she didn't say it, but it was in Clubhouse in her room. And another young lady said she looks for, the success that a man has, the ambition, the drive, the determination. She looks for those qualities, but it's typically presented or manifested in a successful man. So typically she wants to think with drive, ambition, discipline, stick-to-itiveness. And what she notices, she gets that in men that might make a certain amount of money or may be established in a certain way. And so the qualities she looks for, ironically or, ironically, whatever the fuck, shows up in very successful men. So she didn't really want a man with money. She wanted the kind of man that goes to get money. But she wanted to meet him after he went and got it. And I didn't think that was a cop out. I thought that's kind of legit. That's not what this chick said. But I can understand a woman going, I like an entrepreneur. I like a nigga that go get it. I like a hustler. Because when you're a hustler, you have a certain mentality. You move a certain way.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of women are attracted to that, even if they making 50,000, 100,000, or $1 million. But that type of nigga, that type of man is attractive. That's different than saying I just have a dollar amount and I'll figure the rest of it out later. But for women who do feel like I want that kind of go get it, I like that in women. When I see a woman like that, I'm turned on.
Well, I mean, and let's be real, it's biological in both cases, because if you are able to proliferate your energy into,
I be proliferating sometimes. They was like, "What you doing, new?" I'm like, "Shit, just proliferating." That's the gangster geek word of the week. Proliferate. JB, what the hell is proliferate?
Proliferate is primarily used as a verb. Or it can be used as an adjective. And basically what it means is someone who has a high level of production. So you would call someone a proliferate writer, or you could say, Mark Twain, well, he's a writer, fuck him. Not fuck him, but...
You'd be like, new proliferates orgasms in women.
Yeah, that's...
See?
I wouldn't...
High production.
I wouldn't say that, but yeah.
But it's true. I'm moving on. Go ahead, Jimmy.
But I mean, it is biologically and that's why everyone is attracted to successful people, because if you can achieve a positive outcome for yourself to your own ends, then that means that you're gonna be that much better for the offspring. Theoretically, at least that's what the thought is. If you're this good at this shit, you're gonna be great with children.
It's
and
like sex
creating
transmutation from Hill. What's his name? Hill. Think and Grow Rich. The guy that wrote Think and Grow Rich. His last name Napoleon Hill.
Yeah.
Sex transmutation is a concept that virile men that are good at sex, men that can put it down, typically are successful in life because that same tenacity and let's call it production that's required in the sex category is required in business and in social settings and all the other shit. So if you're putting it down here, more than likely you're gonna transmute that those same qualities in other fields. So I kind of agree with that. I kind of dig that. I do want to say I'm gonna challenge both of us to step our shit up in 2021. We've been stepping it up, and we've had conversations. We know what we're doing, but 2018 was my most successful financial year. 2019 was a disaster, broke my ankle. In 2020, COVID has been. 2021 is time to get back on the ball, JB.
Yeah.
And that goes for all of you kickbackers too. Fucked up year, yes. Maybe fucked up 2 years, yes. 2021, we back on the fucking ball. Ain't no excuses.
There it is.
Speak to that, JB.
Yeah.
Let's get these niggas hype going into the new year.
Well,
what they need to do or where their mind need to be at.
Well, the strongest, most stable number is 3, right? So I always like to walk into these types of prospects and projects, especially when they're this personal, with a triad of objectives, 3 objectives primarily. Objective number 1, get my body right. Get healthier, get stronger, get faster, be a healthier person. Number 2, get my mind right. And what that means is really preparing myself for the changes, planning what needs to happen moving forward, and planning to execute big things so that I will execute those big things. And 3 is arguably the most important, and that is, manifest my will with action. And that encompasses making money, that encompasses what we do on the podcast, that for a man, it's really simple. A man is at his most productive when he keeps his motherfucking word. When his word becomes action, and that action
word
becomes,
is bond.
And that action literally becomes history. And as your body grows and you have the energy and the fortitude to continue to push yourself harder, to move farther and faster, and your mind is more developed on a trajectory, you can make bigger commitments to yourself and others. And because you have manifested your will such that those commitments become action, you can do greater things. My intention is to do greater things, period. But it's a triad of goals that need to be achieved.
I love it. I'm going to summarize it with speak what you seek until you see what you said. Did you catch that, kickbackers? Speak what you seek till you see what you said. Say it. Say what you want until you got it. And it doesn't mean only speak. You got to do the action too. But speak what you seek till you see what you said. And I'll tell you guys this much. Tomorrow morning by 6:10 a.m., I will do a live video on Facebook and Instagram letting you guys know that I'm up. And I'm getting to it. I have the biggest struggles waking up in the morning. Biggest struggles. I think I'm the worst snoozer on earth. I snooze. I think I will stop the alarm.
Me too.
And reset the time. Like, okay, it's 6 o'clock because I want to get up so early so I can work out and do other things. So I want to be up like 2 hours before I have to leave the house.
Right.
So technically, I can, if I went this hard, I could snooze an hour and a half because of I don't have time to get up, take a shower, leave. I only need about 30 minutes to do that. So I'm trying to get up an hour and a half prior to that so that I can do other things. I just cut on HBO Max. I don't know what the fuck I did. But I'm going to do that.
You getting serious.
I'm sure I mean it, JB. I mean it.
Preaching over here. Preaching over here.
So I will send you guys a message by 6:10 letting you know I'm up and I'm getting to it like I want to get to it because I want to go into 2021 doing it,
right,
getting to it,
right,
and being even more productive. Like as you see, we got on the Parlay, I got on the Parlay Kickback hoodie. You see the merch line, you see the clothing line, the I Survived 2020. We started that shit during the pandemic, y'all.
Yeah.
That little extra money from the t-shirts and the hoodies and the long sleeve shirts and the masks and the mugs. That little money came in handy, JB.
You goddamn right.
We were able to buy things for the podcast.
Yeah.
And we started this in the middle of the fucking pandemic. And I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying it to whatever you want to do it.
Motivate.
Do it. Shout out to Dana real quick, JB, before I let you go. Because she started this business where she's like making shit.
Yeah.
And I bought a light from
beautiful.
her. And it was fire.
Yeah.
And she wasn't doing that shit before the pandemic.
Yeah.
So shout out to Dana. I bought it was like $40. It's a great light. It got me a couple cool points. If you know what I'm talking about. But
this guy.
Yeah, I'm
this
just saying.
Guy.
Like do something, man. What
Absolutely.
you waiting for?
Absolutely.
What you want to do? Start a business? You want to sell dinners? Sell them. You want to do a cleaning service? Mo's Marvelous Cleaning Service.
Yeah.
She started it during the pandemic.
And she does a phenomenal job.
She cleans JB's spot. She cleans my spot.
Yeah.
She's our first official sponsor.
Absolutely.
Mo's Marvelous Cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, get off your ass. Make it happen.
Absolutely.
Make it happen.
Absolutely.
JB, add to that, please. I know you got some jewels.
Well,
I ain't mean to put you on the spot.
Nah, come on, man. It's a podcast. Fuck you. That we on the spot, literally. At the end of the day, you can't ever allow your circumstances to get you in a place where you are not moving forward. And so that's what really this whole thing has been about. And it kind of transitioned from, the discussion about, the homegirl who kind of went through it on that show. But like part of what's happening out there is we're sitting around complaining because shit isn't happening. When number one, we're not recognizing some of the things that a lot of us have actually made happen during this apocalypse, number one. And number two, we're not understanding that that's what life is. Life is having shit dropped in your lap and you're figuring out how to motherfucking shovel it away and figuring out how to streamline that shit so the shit doesn't drop in your lap anymore. That's really all it is. And if you're not doing that, then you're not living. And that's all we're talking about right now. Like, that's really it.
Absolutely, man.
Now, we didn't spend about an hour talking about
we
this
needed
shit.
to. We needed to. What you guys think? Was this important? We needed to.
No doubt.
Let's move on. Our what the fuck story of the week. Ellen Page, who is now Elliot Page. I know her from Umbrella Academy. Let me do this right. I'm trying to use all my pronouns correctly. So let me give you a little backstory. Ellen Page, of course, is a woman. She has changed her name to Elliot Page. So now I'm going to use the correct pronoun. Elliot Page, he has decided that he is a man. He is no longer a woman. And wanted to let the world know, be comfortable to share that. I don't know how that manifests itself in movies and TV roles. Will he only do roles as a man now? I don't know. I am confused by it because, to be respectful, he has only played roles as a woman. Mm-hmm. And one of his biggest roles is as a woman. So how how does he present? And forgive my ignorance to my LBGTQIA question mark crew. If he presents as a she, is that a thing? Is that bad? Is that weird? Because if you're saying no, I'm a man, I just happen to be trapped in this woman's appearance, do you still go after woman roles? Or do you only go after men roles even though you present as woman? Or is there a such thing as being, feeling like a man but presenting as a woman? I don't have any of these answers. These are all questions. JB, you went to Harvard. Answer all my questions.
I cannot, out of respect for Elliot, I can only applaud him on coming to this decision, this crossroad in his life. Now, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, kickbackers. I don't understand this at all, but that's okay. It's okay for me to not understand it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's okay for me to have questions, specific questions, because this individual has come out and presented this information. And so I do have some respectful questions, because the Ellen Page, excuse me, kickbackers, that I knew from her acting career not only presented as a woman, but always presented as a very, for lack of a better term, feminine woman. And she played the character of Juno, a pregnant teenager, right? She played. She was in X-Men First Class. She was not First Class. She was in X-Men, the X-Men with Wolverine and shit. She was Jubilee, if I remember correctly.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
She was in a variety of things where like for a while she was the face of the angst, young teenage girl. Like that's who she was. To now see this evolution, it makes me
She's
wonder.
a hell of an actor.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Like, is that what that means, or is this like a marked change in, because for her to represent femininity and womanhood so strongly on the screen, and then to make this kind of declaration, it's like, so where were you coming from when you played all of these roles? I mean, she was nominated for like Academy Awards and shit. I think she was nominated for an Oscar for Juno. She might have won. I don't know. I don't know for a fact, but it was that kind of role.
The kickbackers will tell us, no, she didn't. Yes, she did. They'll tell us.
Yeah, I mean, it was that kind of role, So it's just weird.
I mean, I got nothing. I'm going to support him.
Absolutely, That's it.
That's pretty much the end.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to do, so I'm just going to support him.
Nothing more to say than that, and I think that's enough.
Boom. JB's little cousin Boosie.
Here we go. Really, nigga.
Has gotten tired of being put in Instagram jail or banned from Instagram.
FYI, we have dealt with our own Instagram bullshit, especially when we were doing those versus
battles.
Oh my
Instagram
goodness.
is trash for that. That's why I'm on Clubhouse. Follow me on Clubhouse at No Brace New if you're there, because everybody ain't there. Do you want to be on Clubhouse? They give me a new thing where I can invite one more person.
Fuck, I'm gonna do on Clubhouse. I ain't
Right.
even on Facebook,
Right.
man.
I thought about that. I thought about
your
that.
invitation for somebody
I'm
else.
gonna give it to Chrissy.
That's actually a good idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot it to Chrissy.
Mhm.
So what were we saying? So Boosie is suing Instagram because they've been banning him, and this most recent time it appears to be a lifetime ban, and he's saying he's losing a lot of money. And then Boosie had the strippers on there, and the girls getting crazy, but he's like, other people do it too, and why they not banned?
Yeah, he's suing Mark Zuckerberg for $20 million.
Yeah, and we call him Zuckerberg, so you guys know. Not Zucker. He is sucker. Don't fuck with him. He a Trump supporter. Fuck Mark Zuckerberg. That's why we not live on this platform no more. Fuck Facebook. We at Clubhouse. Get at me.
Hey, there it is. So anyway, Boosie, I don't really know what to say about this new, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, we read articles, we looked it up on Facebook, but I honestly don't have enough facts right now. You know, that being said, discrimination isn't out of the question for me. It's really not.
not.
So I'm always gonna exercise a little jurisprudence and wait for more information, as we always
You
do.
gonna exercise what?
Jurisprudence.
Yeah, I be exercising, but I be doing P90X. You be exercising Jurisprudence. I do P90X, or I walk in the neighborhood, like a jog.
I also walk, I also jog, I also play disc golf. However, jurisprudence is not related to any of those things, because
I'm just being silly.
I know. I looked at that nigga like, how am I supposed to respond? Like, I'm not that quick witted. I'm not
They
clowny
be tuning
like
in
that.
for the jokes, JB. I gotta give them the jokes.
I ain't mad at all. Sometimes I just wish I could keep up, because you be like, I just jurisprudence, and I'm like, well, shit. What the fuck am I supposed to say to that? Anyway, yeah.
Shit.
But yeah, man. I mean, this is kind of one of them wait and see type of Jones. Because
Yeah.
we don't know what we don't know yet. Although
I'm riding with Boosie. Fuck Mark Zuckerberg. That's all. I don't even need proof. I'm just going with Boosie just because he black and Zuckerberg is a sucker and keep putting me in Facebook jail. So fuck him. Let's go, Boosie. JB, nephew, let's go. Fuck that shit. I do want to switch subjects a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't want to stay on this too long because I don't know anything about it. But Robert Casanova had to turn himself in. The gang, Gorilla Stone gang, the FBI had a case against them.
Yeah.
18 members. He was the last one to be apprehended. He actually turned himself in, and he's facing 15 years to life.
Yeah.
From what I understand of Casanova, he changed his life around, was not doing any more of the street shit, and was focused on music. And to know that he's facing life in jail just doesn't sit right with me. There are rumors of people in his camp, doing the coronavirus scam where they're getting extra money. And I know a lot of people who were trying that, a lot of people who went down because of that. And I want to tell you guys, just chill, man. Leave that shit alone. The streets is over. Leave the streets alone. They got cameras on every block. The street shit is over. If you missed it, you just missed it, young.
Yeah.
You was born too late.
Yeah.
Like the streets is done. They got cameras. They're watching everything. They got cell phones. You go and rob a nigga with your cell phone in your pocket, and now they can pinpoint you to that location at that time of the robbery. Streets is over.
Yeah.
My nigga.
Yeah, thank you
Listen to your OG.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up. Or they can fuck around and shadow your phone if you are suspected of whatever, and literally record and see everything that you say while your phone is in your pocket in your
That's
bag
why Alexa been
or whatever.
My Alexa been unplugged so long it don't even work no more.
Yeah, I mean, let's like keep it 100. Everybody, you need to understand that you are being monitored, watched, and analyzed. It just is what it is. And like you said, we don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this situation. We do want to send prayers, positive energy, and truth and justice Casanova's way, because these are some serious charges he's facing. Racketeering amongst a laundry list of other, felony offenses. And so I hope that him turning himself in was the right thing for him to achieve justice and to, as we said, move forward. That is my hope and prayer for him.
Shout out to him, his whole crew.
Yep.
And shout out to G Herbo.
Yeah.
Who's going through the same thing. I hate it. I wish it wasn't happening, but it is. Our Shut Up Stupid Award goes to Miley Cyrus, the white twerk goddess, little sister.
Yeah.
Noah Cyrus, who made a comment. I'm not going to go into the whole back and forth of how it all started, but she made a comment that a gay guy wore an outfit better than any of these nappy ass hoes.
You just gotta cut that shit out. Like,
it's like the Don Imus thing with a nappy headed hoe.
Yeah,
and it's like you're white. You can't use the word nappy. You were saying it about a black person, Candace Owens, even though Candace Owens is a fucking coon and a Trump supporter. You, Miss Cracker Lady, can't call her that. You can't
it's
refer
not
to
okay.
a black woman as nappy any fucking thing. And I'm not being a hypocrite because I call her a cracker. Because when you're in the position of power and when you're the oppressor, you get a couple rules taken away from you. You get a couple shots. Certain things you can't say as the oppressor that you can say as the oppressed. And I didn't appreciate her comments, and I don't accept her apology because you didn't know that was going to offend black people. Well, what exactly were you trying to say to her as a nappy asshole? What were you alluding to?
Yeah, I mean,
if it wasn't a racial thing.
Yeah, and really at the end of the day, beginning and the end of the day, that is it. Like the times where these types of comments in any way, shape, or form are okay is over and done with. Like white people, let me give you some advice. Like you just need to clear that shit out of your lingo, like just from now on, like just moving forward, because it's gonna be bad for you. And I hate to break it to you, white people, but it ain't gonna be the black people who come after you. It's gonna be the white people who come after you and cancel the living fuck out of you.
Becky's.
Yeah, they gonna cancel
the Becky.
They gonna cancel the living fuck out of you if you keep playing around with this dumb shit. It's a new day. Like Donald Trump is no longer going to be president of the United States. And trust me when I tell you, there are going to be significant changes in what is allowed and what is not allowed, and you are going to see those changes come very quickly. We'll talk a little bit about what that means a little later, but I just wanted to kind of make that clear.
Yeah, man, and so we'll move on from this, but I'll just say, white people, just watch yourself.
Cut that shit out.
Like, don't be so free, especially if you claim to be an ally.
Yeah,
don't get beside yourself. But our Nipsey Hussle Awards, and we have quite a few this week.
Yeah.
First one goes to Jamari Williams, a freshman here in the Georgia high school, who was born with no hands. He was actually able to corral in a 5-yard catch in the playoff game this weekend.
Yeah.
And I'm just happy for him. He's not a starter. He's not the star of the team. But to know that a player with no hands, do you hear what I'm saying? For YouTube, for everybody on Spotify and Apple, I'm putting my hands up.
Yeah.
He doesn't have hands up.
And he made a catch.
And he made a catch in a playoff game, JB.
In a football game. Yeah. I mean, this is like the feel-good story of the life and times. Like, shout out to him. What a story of perseverance and truth. And these are just the things. These are the things that we need to see. These are the things that we need to make us feel good. And watching somebody triumph like that makes you feel good.
I got goosebumps, nigga.
Yeah.
He said You know, man, brush the haters off. They don't think I can do nothing.
I love it. I
You know what
love
I'm saying?
it. Goddamn right.
You know what I'm
Go
saying?
ahead, Pippin. Go ahead.
Like, no, everybody count me on. I'm not gonna be shit. I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm just gonna catch a pass in a playoff game. Fuck all that.
I love it.
I am not my circumstance. God damn it.
I love it.
I love it, Jamar. Man, if I didn't love Nipsey so much and I didn't feel such an obligation to Nipsey, I would name the award after you, Jamari Williams.
Yeah.
You earned it. I won't do it because of my love and affinity for Nipsey. But you have earned it, and you are that great. And I hope you go on and keep proving the haters wrong. Man, I hope you do that for the rest of your goddamn life. And I hope you have a long life, Jamari Williams. Love you. Love what you're doing. And I'm happy that you're here in Georgia. Like, goddamn it, keep going. Keep proving them wrong. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, if our niggas out there can catch passes with our hands, then what are you doing right now?
Exactly.
Like if
I'm going to
we
step my shit up.
That's what I'm saying. Like I read that Joan and I was like, yeah, man, it's definitely time to start getting up early and getting that workout thing cracking in the morning. I actually did well though. I've been playing a lot of disc golf recently, a lot.
Well, I know y'all haven't seen y'all been out and all that. You told me you went out by yourself one day.
Yeah, I went out 3 times last weekend, another time this weekend. I ain't been playing, man. It's been real good too to get out there and get the exercise, but that's what it's about. If he can do this, I can certainly do that. If he can catch a pass with no hands, I can certainly make money during COVID. You know,
hell yeah. Get your apartment kickback hoodies. Get your I Survived 2020 hoodies, T-shirts, long sleeves, new fashion statement. Podcast merch. Link is in the bio. Bitches, kickbackers. Other people who are not bullshitting, JB, and this is huge because this is about raising your kids and getting them on a game. The LeVar Ball, big baller brand, been talking all this shit, now has all 3 of his sons in the NBA. The Antetokounmpo family has 3 sons in the NBA.
Goddamn right.
The Holiday family has 3 sons in the NBA.
That's amazing. That is
this
just
is
absolutely amazing.
This is great. And LeVar is the most successful because 2 of his sons went in the top 3 picks.
Yeah.
The other one was signed as an undrafted free agent. But this is just great. One of Giannis Antetokounmpo, the back-to-back MVP, his little brother just won a ring with the Lakers.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
One is a champion, one is a 2-time MVP. The other is finding his way. Oh, come on, man.
Yeah. Come on. You know them dads gotta be walking around like bulletproof.
I'm a dad and I'm proud.
I did that.
Right. And LeVar is the spokesperson for those dads.
Yeah.
Because, he don't stop talking.
Yeah.
But I love it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it, LeVar. I didn't like that he's putting a target on his sons, so everybody wanted to battle him because he kept saying he was better than everybody. That was a little uncomfortable, but he did it.
Yeah, there have been a couple of times where he's kind of, he probably, said something a little ill-advised, but I mean, who isn't guilty of that?
I never say anything that's inappropriate.
Really?
You see my halo?
It's that
no,
lie.
Your
that
name
lie,
is JB Frank.
Yeah,
my name ain't Newbie Frank.
Yeah. Oh wow. I know I say inappropriate shit. I know. I became so abrasively honest. I developed a delicate methodology for lying.
This nigga always creating a methodology. This nigga these Harvard words. Jesus Christ.
But inappropriate shit. These things happen from time to time. Inappropriately said things happen from time to time. So you can't really mess. You gotta give Mr. Ball a pass for being that proud. It is what it is.
Yeah, man. Yeah, shout out to him and his whole family.
No doubt.
Antetokounmpos and the holidays. Marsai Martin, a young queen, young
Yeah,
princess, who starred in the
man.
movie Little, which was like a remake of Big,
Yeah,
where she, went back to a young age and she played that character. She actually executive produced the movie, and it had what's our little girl, our DC girl name, badass, sexy ass DC chick. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you badass DC chick. Is that an insult if I call you badass, sexy ass DC chick?
I don't know. I'm not a woman.
I'm sorry if that's an insult, but Regina Hall and Issa
Yeah,
Rae was in it.
yeah,
And Regina Hall, like, I don't mean no disrespect. I just think you gorgeous as fuck.
yeah.
And
She
I
really
hope
is
I
though.
say that the right way, but
Yeah,
Regina, you're fucking beautiful.
yeah.
What you
You
want me to
really
say?
are
I
stunning,
couldn't remember your name at first, but I know how you look.
man. What
Oh,
was
that's
that
probably
shit?
worse. Oh shit, I'm fucking up, JB. So like, you ain't remember my name, but you know how I look. I'm being in the doghouse. But Regina, I remember now. You're from the DMV and you're beautiful, sis.
This guy, this guy.
But little sis, Marsai Martin. I hope I'm saying your name right. Executive produced that movie.
Amazing.
Becoming the
16
youngest.
years old.
Wow.
She is now in the Guinness Book of World Records for the youngest executive producer in all of film history. No.
Black girl magic.
Goddamn right. Goddamn right. No. Black Girl Magic is, yeah.
We got more black woman magic, JB. Tell
You
'em about it.
goddamn right. You goddamn right. So Joe Biden has announced his campaign. Not his campaign, his cabinet, and his cabinet as a significant number of minority females. Now, it is not comprised entirely of minority females or minorities. However, the major majority of it is more than half of them are minorities or minority women. And in addition to that, his entire press team, his entire press team is all women, and I believe that 3 of them are black women, if I'm not mistaken.
That's the only thing I'm shaking on because women don't communicate. Nah, I'm sorry, ladies. Don't beat me up. I'm playing.
He
It's a
said
joke.
that.
It's a
He
joke.
said that.
It's a
He
joke.
said that.
Comedy styles.
And I knew that
I'm
was a
funny.
joke. Da 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 da
Jokey joke.
da. Yeah, ta-ding. That one was. I knew what that one was. I was like, oh no.
I ain't touching that.
No sir, no sir. But
Oh,
again,
man.
sisters are killing it right now. One of the other black women who are occupying the White House, the inbound White House, who I have to point out, just send me a class of Harvard 1997
Hey.
is
That was 20 years after JB graduated.
Jillian Biden's chief of staff in the
And
White
you
House.
actually knew her.
Yeah, we used to hang out back in the day at Harvard Yard. Me and all the G-men, my friends from Harvard, fellow alums, we were all like, do we know her? Did she hang? And I ain't gonna drop no more names, but did she hang out with some? Yeah, it was like one of them things where like we went through like the parties and get-togethers and shit. It was like, oh yeah, she used to fuck with so and so. Who knew so and so? Yeah, it was, and so that's a really exciting moment.
If I ever come to visit you at Harvard, I would have fucked with Rashida Jones. I'm just saying, I would have fucked her. Sorry, ladies, but look. We talked about being 5s and 6 figures. I'm part of the 5. And that's 6 niggas. Anyway, moving on. Shout out to Joe Biden for that. Our Netflix and chill segment, JB. Let's get right into the shit. The Undoing.
Yes.
We finished it this week. Now, I've been trying to watch this show. I've been having issues with HBO Max, but I finished it and I was able to watch it. And I was watching it with a binge boo. And then I started watching it with a binge buddy. And JB was like, yeah, nigga, I'm on episode 5. I was like, oh, shit. Let me catch up. I was like, oh, wait, it's only 6 episodes? I can catch up today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent fucking show, JB.
Brilliant show. Brilliantly shot, brilliantly acted, brilliantly directed. There was always a level of mystery. I felt like it was a really, really solid suspense thriller, you know.
I felt at the end of every episode, I knew who did it.
Yeah,
And
it was somebody else.
It was somebody else every episode.
Right.
Like, it was, oh, yeah, oh no,
Right,
no,
right,
no, I got it now.
Right.
And every time, well, one time I was right, and I found that out at the end, but I was, it was a lot. I love suspense. I love thrillers. It wasn't scary, ladies, so this isn't like a scary series. It makes you think, and it makes you try to figure out what's going on. And it was very, very well written.
Yeah.
For 6 episodes, I totally dug this shit.
Yeah. I loved it because after the last episode ended, I honestly did not want any more. I felt like I had watched a really, 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 really good movie. And I equate it to, and you're going to laugh at me for this, but I remember the first time I watched the Titanic. I remember.
I am going to laugh at you for that.
It's
I've never seen the Titanic in its entirety.
So
I've seen the beginning, the middle, and the end.
So the first time I watched the Titanic, me and my I guess I don't really even remember when that shit came out, but me and my ex were together at the time, and we were bored. It was the middle of the day, and we were like, all right, fuck it, let's go to the movies. Titanic had been out for a little while, and everyone had been raving about how amazing it was, but we just wasn't those type of people to rush to the theater and see a movie like Titanic.
Yeah.
So we stopped in, watched the movie. The movie was fucking 3.5 hours long, and we're sitting there glued to the screen, the majesty, the drama, the music, the costumes, the everything, and it was just like a great epic film, like a show. And I walked out, was like, God damn, that was worth it, because we paid a matinee ticket price for that motherfucker too. I was like, man, shit, I spent $10 and got 7 hours of quality entertainment. That was a deal. And that's how I felt about this series. Like, it was just quality entertainment. You know what I'm saying? It was just enjoyable. It didn't make me it didn't make me think about life and the future. It didn't make me think about COVID or black people or, relationships or any of that crazy shit. Yeah. It was just quality entertainment for me, and that's what I needed, Noob.
All right. It was great. I mean, they casted great actors for it. Everybody did a great job. It was well written. Now I'm going to the jokes. Nicole
I know where you going. Yep.
Had so much work done to her face.
Oh my God.
I couldn't tell her expressions. I couldn't tell if she was really guilty and trying to throw it off, or not guilty, trying to look innocent, or trying to protect the husband, or trying to protect. I didn't know what the fuck her facial expressions meant, because it's so much Botox on her goddamn face. She don't have the nose, the lips, the mouth. I don't even know if her tongue is the same. I'm like, well, what
she made zero facial expressions the whole movie. It got to the point. Now, so I do think a lot of that was plastic surgery, but I also think that a lot of that was her acting. I think she was acting stone-faced throughout the whole movie, because characters kept commenting on her utter lack of emotion in certain places. And so, it became this weird thing where I was like, she looks like a velociraptor. Like, she looks like a dinosaur or a bird, or like she was just sitting there. All kinds of blockbuster shit going, like horrible shit happening, and she. And then she do this thing where I was like, yo, like that's a
Chanel.
I was like, that's a fucking bird, young. That's a bird. I was like, that's not a human.
Literally.
It was crazy.
She just was weird. She had a weird expression.
Like the whole movie.
with a whole series. Because this was 6 episodes, all over an hour. So this is like 6 movies. And it was weird looking at her. Because I was like, I kept thinking, is that Nicole Kidman? Or is that someone else? Like, maybe I think that's Nicole Kidman. And then when I interneted it. Wow. That may have been a whole new word.
Yeah.
When I interneted it and I saw she was Nicole Kidman, I'm like, what the fuck on that bitch face?
Yeah,
And when I say bitch, I don't mean bitch, I mean bitch.
Yeah, I mean I think she executive produced the joint. Like she was a big part of putting the whole motherfucker together.
So maybe that's why she had that look on her face. Like, this is all my money. This shit better be good.
She's looking at it. Don't fuck this scene up, bitch.
Right. They're like, why are Nicole looking at us like that?
Yeah, you know payday. You know payday is tomorrow, bitch.
Like, scene right. But I really enjoyed the movie, man.
I really did too. The series, I started calling it a movie because it was like a, it just began and ended. We ain't gotta be looking for nothing later.
Going through changes.
Yeah.
JB, man, it's so late. I'm watching one episode tonight of Big Mouth.
Yeah, it came out tonight, right?
No, it came out Friday.
Friday, okay.
I'm watching an episode of Big Mouth tonight. I don't have any reviews for you guys, but I'm
watching one tonight too.
All 3 episodes.
Yeah,
all 3 seasons.
No doubt.
It is my favorite cartoon to date. Out of the recent shit. I'm always gonna choose Spider-Man, Amazing Friends, and X-Men, and all that shit. But as of late, there's no cartoon I've rushed to.
No doubt about
other
it.
than Big Mouth.
Yeah, and hilarious.
I'm looking forward to it. One of the characters that played a black character left the show because he was white, and he said this job should go to a person of color, and I will no longer be a part of the system that lets white people play black characters. So I'm going to leave the show I love to make a stance. And I want to know if he left this season and who they replaced him with.
Yeah.
I think that'll be very interesting.
Yeah, shout out to him though, and making that stand.
Hell yeah. HBO, moving on, HBO Max, which gives you The Undoing as well. Every Warner Brothers movie that comes out all of 2021 in theaters will also debut on HBO Max the same day. So all the new blockbuster movies, Wonder Woman, the X-Men movies, the Suicide Squad, all of these amazing movies, when they drop on Friday, they'll drop on our app too.
Wow.
So if you're afraid of going to the theaters, which I am, me personally,
very real,
I can watch it on my TV.
No doubt.
It's going to be slow and buffering because my shit is all fucked up. But I'll be able to watch it. An hour and a half movie will be 2 hours for me. But guess what? I can still watch it in my house.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, young. I've started to learn how to dance around between those stations when and where I need to, pick up Showtime to watch this. Drop it off in a month. Pick up HBO to watch that. Drop it off in a month.
I'm about to do that with Stars because Power's back.
Exactly. Exactly.
Actually, I think I'm gonna wait until Power is back now until it's done.
Yeah.
Then do the 7-day trial or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Or a month and watch it all. Because I think they got like 6-7 more episodes of Power, and I don't want to do it just yet.
Yeah.
And I've only seen the first episode of Power. So I missed everything since.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna hold off on that. But bro hit me with like, I work for AT&T. Here's HBO Max for free. Cancel your subscription. Here's the password. I was like, oh shit! So I might pick up Stars and just watch it.
That's what's up.
Because I don't have to pay for HBO Max anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Should I say that on air? That didn't happen, y'all. I lie. I joke. Comedy style. Shout out Joe Budden. Just jokes.
forgetting this shit is on YouTube, nigga.
Right, right. This is jokes.
Yeah, they be like, oh yeah, IP address and yep, bloop, bloop, bloop. There
Right,
it is.
right.
Doom, 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 doom.
You coming for me and shit. Don't come for me. I ain't saying for you. Don't come for me.
I told y'all before the feds is watching.
Yeah, 2 Chainz told us too.
Yeah,
And for real.
yeah.
Speaking of rappers and shit, this is a bad segue, but it's still a segue.
Yeah.
All the old head niggas in Al Cali are putting together a group.
Yeah.
Too Short, Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg, and who I'm missing? Too Short, Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg. Who I'm missing, JB? Too Short, Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg on E40.
E40.
They're
Yeah,
doing
I
a
was about to
super
say it's
group.
like DJ Quick or somebody like
Yeah,
that.
they're doing a super group, and they're gonna put out an album.
I love
And
it.
the weird thing about that is I cop Ice Cube last album, E40 last album, Too Short last album, and Snoop last album. And if you on our podcast playlist on Apple Music, you heard songs from their albums.
Yeah, you
because
damn
I
right.
added it.
Damn right.
I'm
Damn
looking
right.
forward to it.
Yeah, I mean their music has changed a little bit with their age, but at the same time it's still got that swag. I'm looking forward to it. Moreover, I'm really interested to see what kind of production that group of artists can pull into the project. I mean, will we get a Dre beat? Will we get a Timberland beat? Like, will we, who's the new hot boy who's doing everything now?
Hit Boy.
Hit Boy, yeah.
Yeah.
Will we get a couple of Hit Boy?
Maybe.
Because
It's legendary.
putting this type of crew together, it could be one of those machine type of things where they get, this motherfucker might form like Voltron,
The only thing I'm interested in is the kids.
Yeah.
Do they care? I know, like, I'm 44. I care. You 77. You care, but do the kids care?
No, I don't think they will until they do. I think that it'll. One of the things that happens with stuff like this is it gets popping, it gets popular, because everybody just kind of wakes up and understands its excellence. I mean, you can look at some of the stuff that Jay-Z has done in recent history that people aren't really checking for Jay-Z, but it still does pretty well, like really well.
Yeah, the youngins ain't checking for him.
Yeah,
but our generation is.
But I mean, it's enough of us. It's enough of us out there, and once it gets that big, then some of them start to pick it up, and that's
kids.
fine. Yeah, and that's fine. That's what could happen with something like this. If it's what it could be, because everybody loves that style of hip hop. Like everybody does.
Factory.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it. I will be downloading it. Their songs will be on the playlist.
Right.
Kick back us.
No doubt.
Before we get up out of here, I want to address some sports shit.
Yeah.
And I want to give my man John Wall his flowers.
Yeah. Yeah.
As a lifelong Wizard fan, for those who don't know, like we're from DC. We're fucking Wizard fans.
Yeah.
That is what it is. They were so sorry when the playoffs came. I always had a new playoff team, but during the regular season, my team was always the Bullets.
Absolutely.
/ Wizards.
Absolutely.
It's been very rare that we drafted a player very, very high that was very, very successful and stayed with us for very long. The biggest player before John Wall was Juwan Howard, who was drafted number 5 and stayed with us for like 5 years, 6 years. And that was it. He was one of my favorite players in Michigan. And then, of course, when him and Webber came to D.C., they were my favorites.
Yeah.
Gilbert Arenas,
yeah,
who signed with us after Golden State, became instantly my favorite Wizard ever. Well, next to Chris Webber because I love Chris Webber.
Well, let's
Juwan
talk
Howard
about like Rip Hamilton too.
We got Rip Hamilton, who wound up leaving. Ben Wallace, Rasheed Wallace, all of them left very early. John Wall was with us for a decade.
Yeah.
So he was the number 1 overall pick, which we've only had twice in our lifetime.
Right.
Once with Kwame Brown, who was a bust.
Yeah.
And once with John Wall.
Mm-hmm.
So So we got the number 1 pick in the draft, which means we get the best player, typically, and to have him stay for 10 years, longer than longer than Gilbert Arenas, longer than Juwan Howard, longer than Chris Webber, longer than Rasheed Wallace, longer than when we had Michael Jordan.
Right.
John Wall had become essentially damn near my favorite Wizard of all time.
Well, and that's
And the
not.
work he did in DC.
I was just about to say that.
Go
It's
ahead,
not
break it
just
down.
about. It's not just about like his excellence on the court and the relative longevity of his career for a quote superstar unquote player in DC. It is also how he endeared himself to the city by taking ownership of his residence in
Yeah.
DC. You always got to respect a grown motherfucking man who becomes a part of a community, a big part of that community that is supporting him, and then understands it is what he should do to give back, and he gave back. He gave food. He ran food drives. He was a constant benevolent figure in the DC community while he was there.
People cried when he left
Mm-hmm.
because they were like, "Whoa!" At Thanksgiving time, he always took care of us. Who's gonna do that now?
Right. Right.
And I'm getting into a little bit more of that later because I want to shout out Russell Westbrook and what he said.
Yeah.
But before we get there, let's give John his flowers.
Yep.
Gilbert, like Chris Webber's one of my top 5 players of all time.
Yep.
I just love Chris Webber.
Me too.
Pause, but I love him. He's one of my favorite players ever.
Me too.
And when Gilbert Arenas got here, and it was doing a little bit more, taking us further than Chris Webber ever took us, I was like, "Oh, Agent Zero, my guy, damn near best wizard ever."
Yeah.
And then when we got Wall and Bill, I was like, "Well, John Wall, at the end of his career, he's going to be the greatest wizard ever, if he can get us to a championship." And to have him traded, I felt like it was a loss. I was very, very upset. Real niggas see, you know how niggas is with sports. I'll keep it a buck. I was emotional about it.
Yeah.
I ain't crying on shit, but I was in my feelings. But I still love Bradley Beal.
Yeah.
And now Bradley Beal can be what I thought John Wall would be. And we bring in Russell Westbrook.
Yeah. Well, talk about that a little bit, New. And how do you
mean,
feel about that whole
I was
situation?
upset and angry about
Because of the loss of John
Because of the
Wall,
loss
but
of John Wall.
putting more of an objective hat, your basketball generalship hat on.
I mean,
assess
he's
this
an
move as-
MVP. He's
Yeah.
a 3-year removed MVP.
Yes.
He's a 9-time All-Star.
Yes.
9-time All-NBA first team.
Yes.
All-NBA
Lights
team.
up the stat board.
Lights up. Last year he did 27-7-7.
Yeah.
27-7-7.
Yeah.
As much as I love John Wall's never done that.
Didn't he have this string of triple doubles at some point?
3 straight years. Oscar Robertson averages triple-double for 1 year
Yeah.
in 1961. Nobody did it since. And then Russell Westbrook did it once. Then he did it the next year. Then he did it the next year. Only one player is averaging triple-double for a season. And then Russell Westbrook said, "I'll do it for 3 straight."
Yeah.
How about that? At the point guard position, I will average at least 10 rebounds a year for
Yeah.
3 years straight.
Yeah, you got to understand what kind of athlete this brings to the floor. That being said, New.
And the star power, JB.
Yeah, it's going
We're going to be on TV every day.
Well, yeah, it's going to bring some bread into the organization, which if they start doing well, will bring growth and hopefully bring more talent. Excuse me. The question is, what will that relationship between Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal be? What will,
Yeah.
excuse me, how will that work out?
They're
That
both
is the
saying
question.
all the right things.
As well they should,
Right,
as
as well they
consummate
should.
professionals, yes.
I see where it could work.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, today,
Yeah.
they seem to be on equal footing as like quality of player. year before last,
Mm.
it would have been Russell's here, Bradley's like here, and but the last season, Russell took some hits, mainly because he shut down some of his production to complement James Harden.
Yeah.
But you take out of last year, Russell is a top 5 player, and Bill is at least top 15.
Yeah.
And what I did notice, something Russell said, is when Victor Oladipo was with me, what happened? He had his best year ever, right? When Kevin Durant was with me, what happened? He won an MVP. When James Harden was with me, what happened? We didn't win a ring, but how was the season? When Paul George was with me, y'all was saying he was an MVP, right? Watch what I do with Bradley Beal.
I like that.
And that's what won me over.
I like that.
That's what won me over. He was
I like that.
And Russell, he's high intensity, high energy. He was like, and the coach said to that, we was listening to him when we first came on.
Yeah.
Practice was different today.
Yeah.
Practice was different.
Yeah.
Russell was like, practice was different. Russell ain't having that half-ass effort shit.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
I'm
I mean
like,
that's who he is though, averaging a triple-double. Like that's
for
who
3
he is.
seasons straight.
That's who he has always been. I'm going to be honest with you. When we were first talking about it, I discounted the importance of his level of energy and the work ethic he takes to the game and what that would mean to the team. I was mainly thinking about scoring, the amount of times he shoots, this, that, and the third. But that being said, like if he is adding that kind of energy, niggas will move without the ball better than they were supposed to. Niggas will play better transition defense because that's another thing that Russell Westbrook really does
Just out in
extremely
the open
well.
court.
Yeah, extremely
Just
well.
as fast as John Wall.
Yeah, yeah.
And our backup is faster than him and John Wall.
Yeah, yeah.
So our point guard can be choo.
Yeah, and that's going to be great things for Bradley Beal in terms of opening up shooting opportunities
Davis
for him.
Bertans, our whole team.
Well,
we got shooters.
You do have shooters, and so if the ball gets distributed, then it could mean great things for the Wizards. It really could. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens for both of those teams. Actually,
Yeah.
for the Rockets too.
I'm a Washington Rockets fan.
Yeah.
Which means I'm a Wizards fan and a Rockets fan. I'm
Right.
following John Wall.
Right.
All I've wanted in DC was for the Wizards to get John
Yeah.
Wall, to get Boogie Cousins to come to DC. Boogie Cousins and John Wall are now in Houston with James
Right.
Harden. So everything I wanted in DC, my ideal dream team was John Wall, Bradley Beal, and Boogie Cousins. Boogie is in Houston with John Wall and James Harden.
Yeah.
And Beal is in DC with Russell Westbrook and Rui and Bertans and others. So those are the two teams I'm rooting for. One in the West, one in the East. Those are my two teams. I know you're like, how you have two teams? Because I do, bitch. I got two. And those are my two for the whole season. I am a Rockets fan. I'm first a Wizards fan, but I'm also a Rockets fan because my guy is there. So that's what it is. I think that they both will have success in the playoffs. And I'm going to say it first. It's a chance that the Wizards and Rockets will meet in the finals. I said it first, and I mean it.
We shall see.
It's a chance, and we shall see.
No doubt.
Boom.
No doubt. No doubt.
Well, Jay, before we get out of here, anything you want to add?
Nah, man. Good night and God bless. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next
Happy birthday,
Monday.
Hove.
No doubt.
Thank you for being the example. Thank you for being a leader. Thank you for helping out our people. Thank you for not just taking the money and running. Thank you for taking the money and doing something with it that helps us as a people and us as a culture. And I've had Tidal on and off since you started it. And I'm almost ready to just say, fuck all this shit. I'm doing Tidal only. So I'm working on it. It's hard because all this other music is on Apple that I personally have in my Rolodex on iTunes. But it's about time I give you your flowers and cut all that shit off and join Tidal. Or get rich and then have both. I don't know. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Next week will be our last show of the year. So I want you guys to follow us on Patreon if you're really loving it and want to put in your money. $2, $7, what was it? $2, $5, $7 on Patreon. I want to get you guys to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I want y'all to subscribe to us on Apple, Spotify. Give us 5-star ratings. And thank you for this year. This is our most successful year, but it's also been 2020, which is like, you don't really get a successful year because it's 2020. But because of God kickbackers, we actually did get a successful year. November is our most successful month we've ever had on the streaming sites. Thank you. We love you for that. And next week will be our final show of the year. I hope you guys are safe after Thanksgiving. I hope you guys are practicing safety going into the holidays, Christmas and all, and Kwanzaa. And I hope, when we come back January 3rd, I think, you guys would have already voted in the senatorial race in Atlanta.
Absolutely.
For
Absolutely.
Warnock and Ossoff. Yeah,
Warnock
I'm telling you.
and Ossoff.
Bama's be like, I'm not going to tell you who to vote for.
Nah, fuck that.
We are.
Warnock
and
Ossoff.
Ossoff.
Period. That's
Period.
who needs to be voted for.
Like the City Girls. Period. With a T. Ta. Period. Ta.
That's it. Just that simple.
We will see you next week, and then we won't see you again until 2021. But we will see you next week. Get your I Survived 2020 shirts on our website. Link in the bio, link in the description. Follow us. Pod. JB, what do you got to follow us at?
A pod named Kickback. A pod named Kickback. It's like a Tribe Called Quest.
You say the whole thing. Uno, we out.